All right, Bill, man, we work with hundreds of dental practice owners all across the country. I want to just dive in and maybe talk about four things that, maybe the top 1% of these dental practice owners are doing differently. Like what are they doing that sets them apart from everybody else in regard to just operating a better practice, right? Profitability, et cetera. So let's dive in, man. 4 habits that they're doing. So throw it to you. Number 1.
Yeah. So first of all, there's probably a million different things they're doing well, but there's 4 things that seem to be very common. And the first one is something near and dear to our heart, which is they know their numbers. And when I say they know their numbers, I'm not just talking about their financial statements. I mean, they have operational metrics and they look at them religiously. It's kind of that cup of coffee, look at the numbers, see what the operational data is telling us, and making sure that they are staying on top of both those leading and lag indicators. There's a bunch of great ones out there, but those guys are watching those numbers every single day.
Yeah, hands down, making decisions based on numbers instead of gut, right?
100%.
All right. So number 1, know your numbers or watching your numbers. Number 2, I would say proactively planning for taxes.
Yep.
I know that sounds a big one, like, yeah, guys, you're accountants, you're talking about taxes. Well, the issue I've seen, and I probably agree, is business owners maybe go back to, know your numbers. They're operating off the bank account. They see that bank account going up, 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 and up. But what they're not is proactively planning for taxes, setting money aside every month,
Exactly.
every quarter. Come year end, gut punch, right?
Yep.
Right in the stomach. You got to buy, big check has to be written to the government, takes that bank account down, and you're just like, ugh. So if you plan, proactively set money aside, it's not going to be that surprise. Eliminate that gut punch. That's what the top 1% are doing in regard to taxes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think number 3, let's go with delegate.
Huge
it's
one, man.
Super hard for a lot of business owners as they're starting out. They wear every hat, right? Maybe except for some of the clinical hats, but they have their fingers in everything. And it can work and it can help initially, but it's not a long-term solution. The great operators we see are actually going out and building out infrastructure and finding people who can do what they can do or better. I think I've always heard you say, Jared, which I think is an interesting mindset. Maybe they won't do as good as you, but could they do 80% as good as you?
Yeah.
You find the right office manager, front desk team, all these people that can do really well, take a lot of work off your plate, build systems of accountability, and delegate. That's going to help take you a lot farther than trying to do everything yourself.
Yeah, can't wear all the hats and grow at the same time.
Right.
So that's a good one, man. Number 4, and the last one, I'll just say, afraid of the status quo.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to grow. You got to be able to adapt. You got to be able to, it's one of our core values, right? Always move forward. Same thing as a dental practice owner. If you're just stuck in the whole mindset of, well, it's always been this way, we've always done it this way, and you're not comfortable with change, you're going to be left behind.
Yeah.
And it's all across the board. AI is a big one right now, right?
For sure.
So it could be AI in your practice. What are you doing to move yourself forward in the practice in regard to AI? Could be in the clinical aspect too. Always going out and looking at new CE. How can we do things better? What additional procedures, et cetera, can we perform or provide here at this practice? And so if you're stuck, we've always, heard of, maybe a client is buying a dental practice, and it's like, man, this looks like a great dental practice, but they're still doing paper charts.
Yeah,
right. They haven't even moved into the digital age. You got to move forward. You got to adapt. You got to make change. And so I would say that's probably number 4. And like you said at the beginning, we could list off 10 to 20
100%.
of these things. These are just 4 that we see. If we're looking at some of our clients like that are top 1%ers, it's like they're doing these 4 things.
And guess what? They're not earth-shattering ideas. This is stuff that's out in the world. People know these things, and they're not overly complicated to implement. It just takes intentionality, and it takes probably stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit, especially in regard to that delegate. That's tough for business owners. You and I know that. It's really tough to trust others to do. But these are 4 steps that if they look into doing them, I think they're going to see a lot of good growth and probably some better profitability too.
100%. So look at these 4, guys. You're listening to this. Look at these 4. Know your numbers. Are you looking at them? Number 2, are you proactively planning for taxes?
Yep.
Right. Number 3, are you still doing everything, or are you building a team and delegating? And then number 4, are you always moving forward?
Love it.
Got to change. You got to get better and adapt. So look at those, diagnose yourself on those 4, and figure out one you can get better on. But those are 4 we think you need to work on. So awesome, man. Appreciate it.
You got it.